Best indeed. When I see you, I see best in me. Hey, Ira Star is such a vibe. I love Ira and the whole Maven new gang. Like they're just like a whole boosting energy. Ira, Magix,
Right.
Boy Spice. Who again? Who again? This guy that did Oroma. What's his name?
I have no one.
Crayon.
Crayon, that's an interesting
Crayon.
name.
Yeah, they're just so I don't know. Don Jazzy, I don't know where Don Jazzy gets these guys from, but they're really,
That's,
really
some people are
resonating.
really good with spotting
Sporting
talent, and
talent,
Don Jazzy
yeah.
is one of those people. And I like how it's evolved from Mo Hits to Maven. You're still
Yeah,
relevant through the years. I think
it's good.
someone should study Don Jazzy and his music style in like a course at university or something.
Some people are of the opinion that he's still succeeding because he doesn't have woman problems. Gonna be like when women come into the story, then there's going to be a
That
cover.
is so unfair. So unfair.
Yeah,
Maybe he has woman problems. He just has his way of hiding it so no one
yeah,
really
low
knows.
key guy,
Exactly.
sharp guy.
Low key. I think that's how to be in this industry if you want to just make people focus on the work you do and not the drama.
Yeah, and I think Ira Star, this upcoming headies, yeah, she has like about 3 or 4 nominations, and if she wins them, okay, when she wins them.
Fat
When she wins
girl.
them, yeah, it's going to be a very, very huge impact on her career because
Wow.
this is international recognition and the whole hey, this is not even going to be held in Nigeria, it's going to be held in the
Oh,
States.
that is amazing.
That's a new one for us. And
Wow.
Ira, go girl, go girl.
I like Arya, and I think her name alone brings so much power. When you think of the Game of Thrones series, there was a character called Arya Stark, right? She was small, she
Yeah.
was young, but she was ruthless. And
Yeah.
everyone loved Arya Stark.
Yeah.
So when your name is Arya Stark and you're an artist, guess what? We love you too.
Yeah, Game of Thrones fans can totally, totally relate to that. You can now join the conversation by calling in on 0909-8408-408 to share your opinions, your thoughts on all of our discussions. All right, moving into our next story. A man has stated that it's a woman's duty to prepare food in the house and not the man. One of the most controversial topics among couples has always been whose role it is to cook. According to him, when it comes to the security of the house, it's usually the man that gets that covered. He cited a scenario where strange noise is heard outside and the man has to be the one to go check what is happening. He gave another scenario in which a man and his lady are walking down a road and were suddenly attacked by a dog. And the man runs away, leaving his lady back because it's not his duty to protect the woman. The man maintained that the role of a man is only to provide and protect his family, and that would never change. Okay, I do not think this guy is absolutely correct by saying only the woman should cook. It should not be like an excluded role for just one gender. It's something that could actually be flexible and they could just,
Absolutely.
because nowadays you're seeing men that have to know how to cook before they can actually like live a bachelor life and then
Yeah.
excel in that part of their life. So a guy, although I know women are not they can't protect themselves when it comes to some
No,
dangerous
some women can.
some can, yeah, but these scenarios he gives are actually quite valid with the
In
whole.
some way, yes. But I'm thinking about it. First of all, that man that ran and left
Ran
his
away.
lady because of a dog. Oh wow!
Such a coward.
Like, I'm sure they probably broke up after that, shortly after, because no way.
Yeah.
But what does it take to actually know how to cook? Probably hands and feet, because some people who don't have hands cook with their feet. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
So probably a few limbs, a working brain, knowing when to add certain things. So
Yeah.
if this guy is saying men shouldn't be cooking, he's basically insulting his gender. He's saying that they have no brains and no capacity
telling
to
you.
think or act for themselves. So if I was a man, I will be angry with this man.
So you this is just a whole I don't understand because it's kind of like supporting training your children and then you leave the guys outside the kitchen, you just focus on only your daughters.
Right.
Like you need to actually groom your children, not just the females. Knowing how to cook is actually a big plus for a guy.
It's a
if
life
you can,
skill. It's
'cause-
like a survival skill, really.
yeah, like the woman knowing how to cook, okay, fine. But if a guy can cook, that is like no matter the money or the abs or the good looks and everything, if you can cook, and then you have to choose between a guy with money and a guy with money but can cook, the other guy is going to be.
I know which way we're going. I'm sure you go the same way,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yes.
So it's very, very. I don't think it's right.
I think that's the excuse of a lazy person who can't take responsibility for themselves, so they need someone to cater for them. There's nothing wrong with a woman catering for her husband and her family, but he should also be in a position where he can. So what if the woman is ill, or she's at work, or she travels? Does it mean he's going to starve? Exactly.
Times like that.
So he'll starve, the children will starve. Like, it's really very strange. I think that's the perspective of a lazy person who just wants people to do everything for him.
Yeah.
I think knowing how to cook is the same thing as knowing how to have a good shower.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to that.
Just saying though.
But if you since you said there's some ladies that actually, they can actually take care of themselves, they can protect themselves, and that is like alpha female vibe.
Right.
You don't really need a man for you to feel secure, or you're walking down a street, you don't really feel threatened by anything because you can actually handle yourself. So women have black belts these days.
Well,
karate classes are going on everywhere.
I used to do karate, so I can handle myself to a certain extent.
Okay.
But I mean, I was reading a story of a lady who was making jokes about her husband, and I don't know how a snake found their way into their bedroom. Yeah, so
the man ran away.
Yes, and she had to kill the snake, and I'm like, that was brave. I can handle myself with humans, but probably not with snakes. So there's some people who are more likely to do that. I think in a couple, people should complement each other.
True.
So if you know that your husband is squeamish, he's scared of roaches and rats and things like that, I mean, you get used to it. So you can handle that part. And if he can cook, he'll handle that part as well. So I think gender roles, when it comes to gender roles, I have opinions about it.
Yeah.
The only gender role I can say is the one that has been given to women biologically or by Mother Nature or by God, having a baby.
Yeah.
So that one is 100%, because a man cannot technically carry a pregnancy.
It's happening now, though.
Yeah.
It's happening now.
Yeah. Subject for another day.
Yeah, okay, let's do a little scoop here right now.
Yes.
So in case Mr. Wright is watching, what are like your top 5 specs in your perfect man? There's no one is perfect here, but what are your like 5
almost perfect?
Yeah.
Well,
he's probably watching, so let's
okay, so I want a supportive person. Definitely someone very supportive, like your greatest cheerleader. And this should go both ways. So if you wake up one day and say you want to be a chef, he's going to support you. If you wake up one day and say you want to go to space, he's going to support you. So someone that's very supportive. But kindness is also very important. A kind person wouldn't hurt you. A kind person would think about your feelings. A kind person will put you first. And money is very important.
That would have been my number 1.
You need to have a job.
I'm telling you,
you need to have some money,
like financially stable.
Yes, because nobody's looking to go lower. Everyone is looking to be at par and move higher. So you need to be definitely very well educated, and not just book smart, but educated and enlightened. So you have a nice view of the world, not close-minded, things like that. And oh wow, this is going to be a long list.
Wait. We'll be talking about the intellectual and the abstract. What about the physical attributes that you would like to see in,
Well, he's definitely got to be taller than me, that's for sure.
Okay. Hope you're listening.
Yes, and physically reasonably good looking, clean. Oh my days. Nothing is sexier than a clean man. A man whose fingernails are clean, he gets a pedicure done, his hair is well combed.
My goodness.
That is clean. Not a man who wears the same pair of socks for 3 days.
Okay, guys, I hope anyways, Nigerian guys are actually good looking. We have fresh guys.
Oh, we do. We do.
Look at us in the States. They are rushing us.
That they rush us.
Like hot indomie. We're fine. But I feel every woman should always just make sure you have that cooking, trait. Know how to cook, because it's actually every person, yes, but a woman should know that's. But
why does it have to be a woman? I think some men don't even care if their wives can cook or not. Some men don't. So
they're cool with housemaids or whatever, like
some
buying food out.
Some are.
For how long?
Well, that's why they need the money to be able to afford that. But some don't really mind. But if you can, I think it's a skill for both men and women. Just my view, though.
All right, let's move on to our next story. R.Kelly is seeking to ban anyone who has seen the surviving R.Kelly docuseries from being a juror in his trial. The singer's team filed a motion to disqualify jurors who have seen any portion of the docuseries as his second federal trial begins in Chicago. They are reportedly arguing that anyone who has seen any parts of the documentary can't be fair in the trial. His team claims there are episodes that talk specifically about his 2008 prosecution, in which he was acquitted, and they say the docuseries also includes allegations that the government has said won't be featured in this trial. We're back to R.Kelly again. And have you seen this series?
Robert, yes.
I saw
Robert.
Wow, this trial is kicking off again. And the fact that he's of the opinion that anyone that has seen the series should not come is kind of him pointing out the fact that there are some truths that were revealed there that he's actually kind of denying in court. And these women that came out to voice out the things that they passed through, I don't know if I should say allegedly passed through, because I don't know.
He's been found guilty on some, and
so,
some not yet.
Exactly.
So I think allegedly is a good way to put it.
Yeah. So these ladies, if let's say a relative of theirs, probably distant or close relative of theirs, is among the jurors selected, they would be so emotional with whatever thing they are deciding, because they know what they've seen, they know what he has done or what he has been accused of doing,
right?
And then him trying to claim innocent or claim not guilty, and it's
you know the weird thing, people who are even caught in the middle of the crime will continue to say, I didn't do it, even when, like, we saw you on camera, you know. But when it comes to this, with the jury selection, the way it's done, if you have any links to either of the parties involved, or if a person has ever been in that situation where they've been molested, things like that, they will be excluded. So the chances of having a family member or a friend of one of the victims is almost impossible, because that's just, they go through a very stringent process. Exactly. Then coming to R.Kelly, the documentary. Now, because it's in a documentary, it doesn't make it 100% accurate.
True,
Some people might be real victims. Some people might exaggerate things. Some people might tell half-truths. Some people have their own motivation, either for exposure or for fame. So it's the court's decision to make sure that everyone who comes to court is genuine. And that's why they go through that whole cross-examination. So I can see why he would want to exclude people that have seen the documentary, because you watched the documentary. That documentary was horrific.
I watched it when I was still in school with a bunch of my roommates, and we as girls watching this thing, it's like, wow, I was petrified, because this is like a bunch of young girls still in their teens. Some of them are very, very like underage, and he did those nasty things to them, with them for so long.
And some of them, their parents even knew. The parents pimped their children out to a star. Crazy.
And him having an excuse of, okay, he went through some childhood traumatic experiences that made him who he was, or who he is now. And looking at it like, what if that was my sister? What if this? And they didn't talk until they got older and bold enough.
Imagine if you were a juror and you had seen, you see how you just described how you felt watching it.
Yeah, I think
if you were a juror, you wouldn't give an accurate. It's hard to see that documentary and say this guy, there's a chance he might be innocent. So I can understand why him and his legal team want that, because that documentary, just like you said, it was traumatic. And if you've known R.Kelly for years, maybe you supported his music, like a lot of people have, it's like, wow, is this really who this guy was? But we've seen people use the media to push a certain narrative, and R.Kelly, even before he went to the court trial, had a media trial from that documentary, and he was judged guilty. So when someone has been judged guilty because of what people watched, if they're jurors, it's going to be very unlikely that they can give an unbiased opinion.
Were you are you an R.Kelly fan?
I used to be.
I believe I can fly.
Hey. I mean, the 90s were made up of R.Kelly. He wrote
R&B, oh my
songs, he produced, he
goodness.
was the king of R&B. So I think a lot of people felt betrayed by
Yes.
R.Kelly when this happened. But yeah, I can understand why he would want people that have seen it excluded. Just in case, I don't know. When I saw that, I'm like, I don't think R. Kelly is probably going to ever come out of prison in his natural life. Because, wow.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's hope the verdict is going to bring forth justice. Let's hope. Let's just hope. Now, on our next story, Amber Heard is changing her legal team with the hopes of winning her appeal against the Johnny Depp verdict. She's trying this again. The actress, who is currently appealing the Johnny Depp verdict, announced on Monday, August 15th, that she has hired the law firm Ballard Saffer as she ventures into an appellate court. So we're still on this drama, this story,
This husband and wife, or ex-husband and ex-wife.
yeah, she's just trying. I don't know. I really, really feel for her because she's trying so hard to just not be the loser in all of this, even though she's meant to just take her L and just go and sit down and sort of her life. But I don't think Johnny Depp is even bothered at all because he has his legal team that are actually going to deliver and all.
I think a major problem that Amber has is she's not a likable person.
Even after the Aquaman, this thing.
Nope, that didn't help her. I think she just doesn't have a lovely. You know, some people are sweet, even when they're doing the worst things. People still come out to support them. But Amber, I think she has been proven to have lied so much, and then because she doesn't have that likable personality, and I think in some way the world is it's strange for the world to see a woman abuse a man. I think people are like,
or more used to the narrative of the guy being the oppressor.
Exactly. So it's like, this woman must be really evil to be able to do this. And I think, like you said, at some point, just take your L and move on. Start to rebuild your life. Because who knows? In the course of the previous trial, new things were coming up. They even said she had been abusive to a previous ex in the past. So when there is a pattern of bad behavior, these court cases will keep unraveling new things. And it will just make you look even worse than you already are. It's like you're down, but you want to keep clawing at the ground. You want to go even lower.
It's pathetic, sure. Because I don't think she should keep dragging this thing. Just leave it. Just leave it. I think they really gave her a lot, a lot of headache with the amount she has to pay him.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And these court cases will just keep racking up more money. And then if she loses again, the court would most likely order her to pay for the court costs and legal costs for even Johnny Depp. So it's like you're spending money or getting ready to spend money that you don't even have. Why?
Shout out to our Jack Sparrow, whatever he's
I
doing.
know, Captain Jack Sparrow. But to be honest, I'm still side-eyeing him too as well. I feel like he... Oh, wow. No, I feel like...
ZB.
Let's
just forget that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, moving on. Testimony Jagger, a Nigerian gospel singer, has named Afrobeat singer D'banj as one of the few names on his soon-to-be-released debut album. Talking about the collaborations on the album, he had a few names to mention, such as D'banj, King Sunny Ade, Eben, Sinach, Tim Godfrey, and a few more names on the album already. So, are you shocked to hear D'banj on the gospel album? D'banj.
Praise the Lord, this is D'banj coming in here.
Coco Master.
You know what? I'm not really surprised though. I mean, Snoop Dogg, nobody's more gangster than Snoop Dogg. He has a gospel album.
Okay.
So, Mary J. Blige, she's been on gospel tracks. Nicki Minaj was on a gospel track. And these people are as worldly as they come. So, if this is D'banj's, maybe an opportunity for him to turn to the Lord for maybe a verse in his song, I'd say, you know what? Do it. As long as his heart is in the right place. I think it's interesting to... Wow, I mean, I'm all for it, really.
You know, we hardly see gospel artists that transfer into the secular music world.
Yes.
We mostly see that of the secular transferring into the
That's
the
true.
Other, and it's like, wow. If you look at this guy, Testimony Jagger, he actually had a very rough background, like his origin. There's some rough times he has been. Everybody has been through rough times here, but he has been through some that even took him to jail. and for
Wow.
him to find the light.
He
And
went to
yeah,
jail.
for like some months, not up to a
Wow.
year though. But he has been able to bounce back, and he's actually doing very well as a gospel artist. And it's very, very impressive to see someone, come out from their moment of shame and they
Right.
still
From the
try to
trenches.
right their wrongs. Oh wow, that's some shit, the trenches people. Oh wow, wow, wow!
Oh,
But it's actually a good thing to say. Anyways, we're looking forward to seeing his
I
album
am
and
definitely looking forward to seeing the band
the
on the
band's
gospel
own.
track.
Let's see how. I,
Will he say Coco Master on that track? That's like his signature thing. This is the
yeah,
band, the Coco Master himself. Praise the Lord. Ooh.
I don't think that would be allowed, but it's his choice.
His
Yeah.
style. I think I'm very interested in seeing it though. And it would actually make some of his followers or his fans, people who appreciate his music,
Yeah.
probably look at gospel music in a different light and appreciate it even more. So I guess
Okay.
it's a win for the kingdom of God.
That's nice. That's nice. That's where we put the icing on the cake. Anyways, this is where we draw the curtain. But thanks for watching as always. Join the conversation on social media with the hashtag TEATIME. And remember, you can catch up on our previous episodes, including this very one, and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch Tea Time on R2TV and in London on Ben Television and Star Times Channel 308. A big thank you goes to my co-anchor,
Thank
ZB with a
you.
vibe,
Thank you, Antonia.
and of course the entire production team. Thank you so much for watching Plus TV Africa's Tea Time. My name is Antonia Oshley. Peace out.